All right, what do you got? It is Wednesday before the Super Bowl, February 3rd. Yep, I'm right. 11:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing what do you got after dark? How we doing, boys?
Great.
Uh, I'm fantastic after what just transpired 30 minutes ago for my Boston Bruins.
Yeah, I mean that's good for you. We don't. I mean, this is a football show. We focus on football on this show here. So we'll just move past whatever comment that was.
But it's hockey season.
I mean, well, we have it's the Super Bowl
It's
episode.
Super Bowl week, so I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
everybody knows that
doesn't want to talk about the Flyers.
I think that's more of a distraction at this point, and I want to make sure that we are both, you included, are clear of mind and refreshed after our last performance of both going 1-3.
Yeah, we both went 1-3. I appreciate you riding with me in confidence and taking all my bets. I think you would have gone 1-3 anyway if you went with the bets that you would have taken, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we both rode to 1-3 together. Just an awful display of betting. Yeah, just bad.
Those are the playoffs.
So wait, what happened? Yeah. Oh, I'll say it. I'll say what I was going to say.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're going to say. And I'm going to say the Chiefs still stink. The Bills just stunk harder.
That's probably not what Cam was going to say, but I will let Cam start off this show because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact Super Bowl week, and this is Cam's time to shine.
It is.
Props out the ass from everything that I've been hearing. So you're going to get a lot of prop bets from Cam tonight, and I'm going to let him rattle off his first one to start us off on this show here. So Cam, what do you got?
So I figured it was appropriate to kick off the show with a kickoff prop.
See what you did there.
So here's my kickoff prop. I do typically bet the coin flip. That's not what I'm going to talk about here. I don't decide till the day of. My prop for the kickoff is the Buccaneers to receive. Now, if you can get this anywhere, even in the -170s, -180s, FanDuel has it at -200. The Chiefs always defer 100% of the time. The Buccaneers have been electing to receive recently. They've been doing really well in the first quarter, and the market seems, to agree with that. So Buccaneers to receive, that is actually my biggest bet of the Super Bowl on the kickoff. I put $350 on it. So let's go Bucks.
Wow. So now what would your thoughts be? I mean, I'm sure that we're going to pick your brain on, or you might even come out with this similar prop later in the show. But I mean, to start off, what would you think about if you're going to take the Bucks to receive a Travis Kelce first touchdown score?
I mean, you're going to get across the board, you're going to get better odds than you if you look, you'll get better odds than you typically would on the Chiefs because the market is believing that the Bucks will get the ball first. So there are some really, really good prop bets out there for Chiefs players to score the first touchdown.
Okay.
I don't hate Kelce to score first. I don't hate Hill to score first. This is a bonus prop just because I'm a huge fan. Byron Pringle to score first at 30-1. I have a little action on that. He is their punt returner, and he's also a Tampa Bay native. That'll come back later in the show, just a little sneak peek. But Byron Pringle.
I have a quick prop I want to discuss before we even dive into last week, just because it's on the top of my mind and I know I'll forget it later on. Barstool has a over under the number of the first player to score a touchdown at 25.5.
Ooh.
And it's under.
What's the under?
5.5 is like -130, which now that I think about it, the only players that really have a shot of scoring on either team that are over 25.5 are Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Kelce. Every other player is under 25.5. Hill,
Gronk,
Watkins. I guess Gronk. But Hill, Watkins, Evans, Antonio Brown is 81.
So that number on FanDuel is 22.5. Not that it has a ton of relevance there. Or what number is Ronald Jones? He
27.
27. Okay, yeah. So it's really
And what number's Fournette? 20,
He's 29.
9?
I think he's 29.
No.
Yeah, see, so for a second there,
28.
I thought you guys were talking about age, not jersey number.
So I don't think there's a ton of like normally I'm looking for the value on the middle there, but I don't think there's any value in between 23 and 25.
Probably none. All you got is Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He's number 25. So that that is some relevance. FanDuel, that Barstool number is better because it includes Edwards-Helaire. So
yes,
I'd be interested in the under there.
And what's Bell? Bell's 27 again, or is he?
I don't think he's going to be relevant. Darrell Williams carved out a bigger role. I think like the Le'Veon receiving prop is half a reception. Like I don't think Lev's going to be that involved.
Love that.
Darrell Williams looked good, but we'll get to that later.
Personally, I think that prop stinks, mainly because we spent way too much time talking about it. But credit to you guys for really breaking down the math there. Last week's game, or should I say 2 weeks ago's games.
1.5.
We'll start with the prop bet receiving team. The Bucks take over the Packers. Brady versus Rodgers. Brady goes into what was promised to be a snow game, was not a snow game, and dominates. Sam, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just want to say that I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I deviated away from it like a stupid, dumb idiot because of death. So that's on me. You don't bet against death, but apparently when Tom Brady's on the other side of the field, you probably should.
Was it just because of death, or did you kind of? I mean, I know that you're clearly from Boston. You're wearing a Bruins jersey. Are you no longer on the side of Brady? Like, did you maybe think that he couldn't actually get the job done?
No, I exclaimed Tom Brady is on the other side. 3.5 points is a lot against Tom Brady.
But you bet against.
Yeah, because of death. When have you never taken death on your side?
I mean, when you're facing the greatest of all time,
but death,
you might consider it.
Yeah, well, you can run the tape back if you want. I know we don't edit the shows anymore.
Yeah, plenty of tape.
You can literally pull up last week's episode. I went through this whole spiel where I said I want the Bucks. I want the Bucks. 3.5 points is a lot. Tom Brady is the best to ever do it. He will be, if he wins that game, and he won that game, he is in 10 Super Bowls in 19 seasons. That's over 50% of the time he is ending up in the Super Bowl. And then I got reminded of death and took the Packers. So that's on me. First of all, I know we're discussing our gambling, but we should actually discuss the game. Matt LaFleur, idiot.
Yeah, soft.
Idiot.
Bent the knee, big time.
Idiot. He pulled the Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn fired. Anyway, so he's soft. Charman's soft. Shout out Charman, no free ads. Yeah, that's all I got in that game.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers defense, I was stunned, honestly. I really thought that at home in Lambeau, again, we were promised a snow game. We didn't get a snow game. I really thought that they were going to be able to step up to the plate, at least to start. Maybe they would crumble in the end after Brady gets a couple of reads and is able to figure some things out. But Brady came out slinging right from the jump. And, I mean, they were up, what was it, 21 to 10 and a half? I mean, yeah. So.
Speaking of, sorry, no, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say that's a tough task to fill when Brady is the one that comes out slinging from the get-go. You're not going to beat him. And that's something that we should honestly look for this weekend. Biggest live better in the game, Cam, should be looking for. If Brady comes out and scores on the first drive, it's fucking over. Take the live win on the Bucks.
Well, he did that versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and they lost that one.
I wouldn't say that the Chiefs are the same team as the Philadelphia Eagles that year.
I know, but you said
the Chiefs are notorious for giving up early leads in the playoffs. We've seen this many, many times. We saw it. We literally saw it last
49ers.
Yeah. I wanted
saw it against
to touch on one thing. I remember last show, it's coming back to me now. You called Bruce Arians a choke artist. He put his balls on the table with that end of the half play calling. Went for it on fourth down with still like
Oh my
15
God, that was an
seconds.
awful beat. Oh my God.
Went for it on fourth down with like 15 seconds left. If he didn't get that play call, I think it was like a 4th and 7. Like it was a pretty decent fourth down conversion that they had. If they didn't get that, Aaron Rodgers was like in field goal range. They just needed to complete one pass. And obviously scored a touchdown on the next play, completely changed the game around. So Bruce Arians, balls on the table. Matt LaFleur, new choke artist.
Choke artist for Bruce Arians could still stick, though, if I'm wrong about Brady being able to score in the first possession and the Chiefs still come back to win the game.
I would say if it's the first possession and the Chiefs score on the next possession, I wouldn't say it's choke artist, but like if they go out to like a 21-10 lead and then blow it, yeah, maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't really have all too much more on the Packers. I guess to wrap up their season, I mean, they did well. Obviously, I think that the NFC is a little tough to judge overall because so many teams are kind of, I mean, up and down throughout with various I don't know how to read the NFC. And
do they keep Rodgers?
Well, I was just about to say, leave it to Aaron Rodgers to have a press conference after that game that made everybody, instead of focusing on the performance of the Packers, focus on what Aaron Rodgers said after the game about him kind of like not being sure about where his direction was, where his future was. And then within 24 hours came out and said, oh, well, no, I didn't mean that to be.
And then this week was in the back of David Bakhtiari's pickup truck with a case of Bud Light.
Gross. He drinks Bud Light?
Yeah, he was sitting in the cab of the.
That's no truck. Good, Aaron. That's points down.
So good.
So I also agree that Bud Light's good, but just whole Rodgers thing in general, like, regardless of how well the Packers played this year, their decisions in the draft last year were awful. And, you know, their people will say whatever they have to say about how well the team performed this year. But the fact is they shouldn't have Jordan Love like riding the pine right now. They should have another key receiver helping out Devontae. They should have CeeDee Lamb, right? They should
you gotta trade Jordan Love now, right?
No. See, they're going to do the same thing. No. So
what are you going to do? You're going to keep Aaron Rodgers for 2 more years. Then Jordan Love's going to be on his 3rd year of his deal, or fourth year of his deal. Then you're going to have him for 1 year. Then you're going to have to pay him the 5th year option. Then you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. What's the point of even having a rookie quarterback?
What's the negative side for the Packers in that situation?
You have to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
like, it's your team's very win now.
You need your current value.
I agree.
The only bad part of that situation is the fact that Jordan Love is getting kind of fucked, like, to having an opportunity.
I know, but the whole point of having a rookie QB on your team is so you can win with him while you're paying your other players and you don't have to pay him yet. What's the point of spending a first-round pick on a guy that's going to ride the pine for 3 years and then you're going to have to pay him anyway?
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. The pick was not in line with the direction that they're currently going, but that's the only way that they kind of can go with him right now.
No, you trade him.
Yeah. For what? For what?
I don't know. You spent the first round pick on him.
Exactly. You spent a first round pick on him. Why would you trade him?
But I'm sure
it's not too different than the Jimmy Garoppolo situation.
I'm sure you can get an early second on him or something.
Yeah. It's not that different than that situation, other than that Brady was suspended from the play game and you saw some Jimmy Garoppolo.
There is no doubt in my mind a team like the Patriots or even the fucking like Lions would give up a second round pick for Jordan Love, even after the Jared Goff trade.
No, not the Lions. No, I don't think so. I don't think the Packers would trade him to the Lions.
The Jets,
maybe.
Sean Watson wants to go to the Jets.
Trade your second round
for a different day. I think the Packers are still very win now. You know, Rodgers is going to be there next year. Like his contract
had 48 touchdowns and like 4 interceptions. You have to be win now.
Yep, no, that's what I'm saying. But that's all the further that they're not.
Not to mention the fact that the NFC. I mean, I brought this up earlier. They're like, I mean, just
The NFC is wide open.
I can't name a better team in the NFC than, like, outside of the Bucs currently. I can't name a better team than the Packers because Drew Brees ain't coming back.
The Rams are going to be pretty good.
I can't say that right now. Matthew Stafford hasn't played for a different team his entire career. I can't say that. Everybody was speculating Brady when he went down to Tampa Bay.
With McVay is going to be fun.
It'll be fun, but I can't say that. Either way, Packers. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed. I kind of wanted to see them in the Super Bowl, but the Bucs winning is way better for storylines. So good for them. That brings us to, before we get into our next game, let's get another prop bet from Cam on Super Bowl Sunday week here.
I told you a little bit about Byron Pringle. Pringle has been playing the Sammy Watkins role while Watkins has been out. Watkins will play in this game, but he's not going to be 100%. Byron Pringle, Tampa Bay native. All the players talked him up during media day. His receiving line is at 1.5 reception. I was a fan of Byron Pringle before. I think they're going to get him involved. He's a fast, quick guy. I actually think that he may be one of their 3 starters next year, since Watkins and Demarcus Robinson will be going into free agency. So look for that. Over 1.5 catches. It's either going to be brilliant or it's not.
I was just about to say that the way that you prefaced his story before giving the actual line sounded like he was going to have one magical catch. Like he was going to have a touchdown. And that's it. Like he's going to have one catch and that's it.
He has played really well over the last few weeks. So and Mahomes had a lot of good things to say about him. I think they get him involved here. I also have him at 30-1 to score the first touchdown. He's also their punt returner. So 30 to that.
And his name is Pringle.
And his last name is Pringle. I fucking love that.
True.
Do you think he is going to be in a Super Bowl commercial for Pringles?
I don't see how Pringles didn't take that opportunity. Like
he's not big enough yet. He's not big enough yet.
The thing is, no one's going to know who he is.
Exactly.
But remember what was the guy? Who's the guy on the football team, the Redskins, that was in the Old Spice commercial? Sweat. Josh Sweat? No,
Josh Sweat, who's on the Philadelphia Eagles.
But there was another
Montez Sweat.
Montez Sweat. Is Montez Sweat even good? And he was on the Old Spice commercials for like rookie year.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone knew who he was.
Yeah,
and therefore the commercials kind of flopped.
I think the big question here to determine whether or not Pringle will be on a Pringles commercial this weekend is, are Pringles a Super Bowl snack? I don't think so.
Are Pringles even a snack anymore?
Yes. What are you talking about? Pringles are a phenomenal snack.
When is the last time you've had Pringles?
Well, it's actually in my girlfriend's top 5 road trip snacks. So not too long ago. But that's the last time.
Their flavors, I like their barbecue.
I think the last time I've had Pringles or the last time I had Dunkaroos. Like it's been that long.
Oh, you suck, dude. You suck.
Anyway, Byron Pringle, keep an eye out for him. He's a guy I like that has some upside. I like those lower to hit players.
If it wasn't for your girlfriend's road trips, you would have had Pringles in the last like 20 years.
Well, I like to watch my figure when I'm out on a road trip, and Pringles don't help with that. So
you
give people valuable information.
You haven't had Pringles. You're admitting you haven't eaten them.
I don't watch my figure on Super Bowl Sunday or any Sundays. I was just asking if they were a Super Bowl snack, and apparently, like I said to start, they aren't. Copycat. Let's move on to the Chiefs, who are the other team in the Super Bowl, and they faced the Bills 2 weeks ago, and they kind of killed them, even though the final score won't tell you that.
Yeah, let's have Cam start with this one because I'm sure he has something to say to me.
I literally told you. I don't know if I was right here, but I sat on this show, and I told you that they were going to kick their ass, and they did. They literally had the LeBron James syndrome all fucking year. They did not care. Regular season, don't care. When the lights are on, they're going to show up.
Cam, they almost didn't beat the Browns.
Yeah.
But they played the Browns.
They did.
So, like, did they show up?
The Browns also had me, so I'm gonna put a caveat there.
That's true. That's true. Don't forget about that.
Cam, you're a gambler. If a team does not cover in their last 8 games, are you going to bet on the team that did not cover in their last 8 games?
Yeah, probably will, because that will mean that the market's saturated on them a ton.
They're due. They're due.
But then using that same mentality, you would have lost the 5th, 6th, 7th time as well.
Probably.
1 and 3.
But you know me, Tom. I don't play spreads.
But I'm fine losing that one game when I made money off them in the last 5. I'm fine with that. I'm just gonna ride the wave.
As a bettor, you are okay with that. Like you ride you ride the streak. You don't bet on it to end. Like
exactly.
But the fact like their team was had way
more. I knew this was gonna happen too. Yeah. Like I didn't think the Bills would win the game. And 3 points in the grand scheme of things, like it's not a lot. Like it's a good amount, but it's not a lot. So, but
I still don't think Josh Allen will ever win a Super Bowl. I don't think that he's got the full Mahomes in him.
No, what if Mahomes gets?
He just needs a defense. That defense. Why was Tre'Davious White covering like no one? Like he wasn't on Kelsey. He wasn't on Hill. What did the Bills do?
Speaking of that, I saw somebody tweet that Mahomes, Tyreek, and Kelsey are the biggest mismatch for defenses in NFL history as a trio. Like, in order to fully defend 3 guys, who would you take? And some people said Gronk, Moss, and Brady, but Moss was there for such a short amount of time, and that's rookie year Gronk. But like, that's the type of comparison that these guys have. They're very difficult to defend. They literally will kill you any which way.
I mean, they're not that like you just double team Hill and you put your best corner on Kelsey. It's not that hard. You just get beat by everyone else because Mahomes is ridiculous. But like the Patriots have done it in years past. Like it's not crazy.
Yeah, the problem is you keep getting first downs with that though. They will keep moving the chains with that.
What other teams do, which I don't understand versus the Chiefs, is they allow the big play. You make the Chiefs, and this is the reason they haven't been covering, and teams are actually doing a decent job of this. You make the Chiefs get bored getting these first downs. Like you make them want to shoot for the big play, and then they fuck up. But like if you keep letting them get first downs, they're actually playing into your hands. They are the worst.
I mean, that's kind of what the Niners did. That's what the Niners did in the Super Bowl last year.
They're one of the top. I think they're a bottom 10 team in red zone efficiency because they can't get just like 10 yards when they need it. They have to get 40, 50 yards on a play. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I mean, we didn't really talk about that game. The Bills stink. Just no defense. They refuse to play that game. Coaching terrible again.
They can't run the ball at all.
Yeah, that's their biggest issue is that
you need to hold the ball against the Chiefs.
They're gonna draft Najee Harris first round.
I mean, nobody should draft a running back in the first round.
You shouldn't, but they're gonna do it.
But he's good.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
But he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Buffalo's got a lot of work to do.
I think I think that I'm kind of torn on the Chiefs because, I mean, we'll talk more about this in Super Bowl preview, but this was the first time that I actually saw their offense do what they were supposed to do and not look so lackadaisical for months.
Yep.
Almost the entire year.
And that's what scares me. It's like I can't tell if they literally just took off because of the fact that they are a cheat code. They are a cheat code.
There was one thing the announcer was saying at one point, and it was like, just this year, Mahomes learned how to read the defense.
Yeah, I heard that last year. That's
first of all, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't care how good you are. If you don't know how to read a defense, you're not winning like Super Bowls and winning MVPs and shit like that.
Sure.
Like defenses confuse the fuck out of you. Yep. So bullshit to either Tony Romo or Jim Nantz saying that this is the first year he knows how to read.
You know why they said that, right?
To make him look
because cool. he played in the Big 12. Big 12 doesn't play defense.
No one plays defense.
I'm just saying that's why they said that.
No, but they also said like his first 3 years on the Chiefs, he didn't know how to read a defense. Like, bro, you sat behind Alex Smith for a full year so you could learn how to read the defense. Would you just sit
Like
there and do nothing?
like Jordan Love might have just done for.
Yeah, would you just sit there and do nothing for an entire year? Fuck that. No way. Anyway, yeah, Chiefs are they're good.
They're good. I do have concerns, but we will talk about that in the next segment.
Third prop bet. Let's hear it.
So this is an interesting one here. Leonard Fournette has been involved more than Ronald Jones.
Playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny. He's available for trade in TFFL.
Playoff Lenny.
I'm playing a middle here on Leonard Fournette receptions. You can get Fournette over 3.5 receptions at -110 most places, and then there's also some under 4 available elsewhere. I'm leaning heavier to the over, but I am looking for that exactly 4 receptions for a push on the under. That Brady likes to dump it off to him. He's our most reliable pass catching back. Vaughn has disappointed. Jones can't catch and has fumbled. That's kind of just a Son. What's up?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why middle if you're hoping for a push?
So I'm hoping for the push on the 4. So I'm basically, instead of making my bet like $40, I'm putting $110 on the over and like $70 on the under 4. So that way I'm placing a bigger
under, you lose 40, but if you're over,
but if I hit exactly 4, I'll win 100. And then if I go over, so I'm going to lose a little bit more juice, but given how tight these numbers are, we're playing exactly for the 4.
I'm talking myself. I just want you to know that I feel like I've never seen Fournette catch a pass. I feel like he drops it every single time.
He catches passes.
I know, but I feel like he also drops way more than he catches.
He dropped every pass up until that screen. Was it a screen?
He had an incredible run
that touchdown on.
No, it was a running.
That was a rush.
Okay. I think Brady started the game like 14 for 17 or something, and all 3 incompletions were Fournette drops.
Yeah. They were.
Fournette broke my heart last week. You guys know, or 2 weeks ago, you guys know this. I had his rush. I had a middle window of rushing and receiving, and he hit it by 1 on the last carry.
Sad.
Super sad. So we're back for some more Fournette middle action, but that's my next prop.
Wow, love that.
All right. Well, Super Bowl. All right.
I know we haven't really discussed this yet of how we want to do this segment, but I think we shouldn't give picks and just talk about the game and then
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Joe, let me introduce this game. I'll introduce the game. So you can go first this time because I feel like I've been going first every time. So I'll introduce the game and you can discuss it first. So we have in the Super Bowl this year, Super Bowl 55, which I feel like it's been Super Bowl 55 for like 10 straight years now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's been a
100%.
5 at the end of the Super Bowl every year. Like there's no convincing me it hasn't been that way. We have the Chiefs as the road team. Are they the road team? They're wearing their reds?
Yeah, they're definitely the road team because this is
I know
but are they wearing the reds?
I mean, do they get to pick the coin toss because they're the road team?
I think so because I think they are also they're wearing red.
Red's home.
The Chiefs
That's
are the road
bananas
team.
though because Tampa Bay this is the first Super Bowl we haven't talked about that yet. That
let me introduce it.
It's hosted.
I'm introducing it.
The Chiefs are the designated away team.
Okay, Chiefs are the designated away team. So
but they're wearing red.
No,
yeah,
No, they're definitely wearing. I've heard that they are wearing red.
Then the Bucs choose to wear white. Probably because they've been the road team for 2 straight weeks and they've won wearing white that they want to keep it consistent. I think the Bucs choose because if they're the home team. Anyway, Chiefs road team, Bucs home team. Bucs are actually a physical home team. They get to stay in Tampa Bay. Interesting this year with the Super Bowl, the teams are not supposed to travel until the Friday or Saturday of game week. So the Chiefs won't be arriving until Friday. That might have some importance. The Bucs get to stay at home for 2 weeks. Other than that, going to be a great game. We have Mahomes versus Brady. A lot of talking points there. Over spread is 3 points. opened at 3.5. Over under is at 56. It opened at 57. Joe, anything you want to touch on in this game?
A lot that I want to touch on this game.
Joe, before you go into the
So-
game, though, quick thing
Mhm.
about the home team thing. I don't know if everybody knows this. NFL said no blasting of the cannons on Buccaneers touchdowns.
You know what they should do? They should just blast the cannon on every touchdown.
I agree,
Why-
but they came out and said that just so everybody
That's
knows.
stupid. Who
Don't
cares?
factor that
What
into your home
advantage
field
does that
advantage.
give you?
So, well, why? So there's two things that come to mind. Okay. One has to do with something that I really don't want to get into because it has to do with violence and stuff that for a very highly public event, which isn't public this year. I just don't want to talk about that. Second, the only other thing that I can think of is thunderstorms and that potentially making people look at the weather more. But I do know that it is supposed to rain pretty much all weekend in Tampa Bay.
It is.
So and I guess maybe that could be like a thing. People are busy doing other shit and they don't want to be distracted looking at radars for cannon blasts compared to Mother Nature production. That's the only other thing.
They
I
just
can-
don't want to give. They don't want to give any home field advantages.
What home field advantage does that give?
Yeah, I don't know, but I may bet a little bit of Bucks no touchdowns just in case the jokes write themselves about the cannon not firing.
You'd be a crazy person. You might as well just bet the under.
I did confirm just now while we were while Sam was finishing the intro there that the Bucks are in fact wearing white jerseys and pewter pants for Super Bowl 55, while the Chiefs will be wearing their red jerseys. That is a direct quote from Adam Schefter.
But the Chiefs are the road team.
Yes,
Correct.
they will call the toss.
So the Chiefs wore white last year as the home team in the Super Bowl.
No, the Chiefs wore red last year as well. I'm pretty sure.
They did.
As the home team.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Isn't the home team whoever won the championship last year, like for the conference?
No, it just flip-flops every single year.
Well, then they weren't the home team last year.
So that's weird.
Be-
Where was the Super Bowl last year? Is the home team just
It was in
where
Miami. It was in Miami last year.
Isn't the home team just the conference that the stadium is
Stadium
in?
is in.
But then the Chiefs would have been the home team. We're spending way too much time on this and not enough time.
Yeah. So I think that my biggest thoughts on this game are obviously, I mean, there's really only two narratives that you can go down on this Super Bowl, and that's one is Tom Brady, and two, the Chiefs, like the hot young team in the NFL, the potential starter for something great. I mean, they've already proven themselves once against a questionable team, in my opinion, last season in the 49ers, but a respectable effort regardless. And now you have Tom Brady. I mean, yeah. Why am I beating around the bush? Tom Brady is the biggest storyline in this game. There's no doubt about it. It's a matter of fact. He leaves the AFC, goes to a different conference, goes to a team that's battered and bruised, can't find its right path, and he takes him to the promised land. It's really
what Tom Brady did?
What?
It was really cool. I saw this tweet, so this is not credit to me. This is credit to some random Twitter person. But Tom Brady just told the entire NFL, he's like, which team wants to go to the Super Bowl? I'll take you there. And the Bucks were the team that he picked.
Yeah.
The team he picked, they were going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it was a little convenient that it was outside of the AFC. But I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
No. I mean, he had to go up against Drew Brees twice and Aaron Rodgers.
I think at the same, well, yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. The quarterback situation is a little bit tough because when you look at if you bring Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers into this argument, you look at the team surrounding them, and I mean,
The Bucks have always, like, for the last few years, they're loaded in offensive talent.
But they have like 4 wins a season.
Yeah, I mean, that's because Jameis Winston scored points for the other team. So
And his team.
He got LASIK this offseason.
Yep. And he lost a lot of weight.
All right. I want to talk about one thing. If Tom Brady wins, how many Super Bowls does Mahomes have to win for him to be considered better than Tom Brady? Because it's not 8. Like,
The
if
biggest number before this season started in Mahomes is
if Tom Brady wins his 7th as a 43-year-old QB against a 24, 25-year-old Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes has to win 9, 10 Super Bowls to be better than Tom Brady. He cannot win 8 because Tom Brady would still have that one over him as a 43-year-old man.
So before the season started, Mahomes is, over the next 10 years, how many Super Bowls will he win number in Vegas? Like, including the one he had already won, was 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that you won't be able to do 8 anymore.
Yeah, the number was 2.5. Like,
No, but I'm just saying, if he wants to ever be better than Tom Brady, how many does he have to win?
He won't get to that. I don't think that anyone in the NFL will get to that level ever again.
We can't say that because it could happen again.
It's going to be like the NFL gets smarter and smarter every year. Every single team does.
It hasn't. Tom Brady's been there 10 times.
I mean, they were with the same team though since when?
Mahomes has been locked into the same team for the next 10 years.
yeah, well, now he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's likely never to happen again. What Brady Belichick did, what Brady continues to do.
It's so funny. I was looking at most Super Bowl appearances by player. Tom Brady's at 10. You want to guess the second highest? It's a couple other players, but the second highest in recent memory.
Ben Roethlisberger is 2.
No, it's a Patriot, but
it's Patriot. Oh, it's not just quarterbacks.
No, players.
Well, come on, preface that, dude.
I said players.
Gronk, Edelman.
Yeah.
Steven Gostkowski, a kicker.
Classic.
Speaking of 6.
Classic.
6 is the next closest. Tom Brady's at 10. I don't think any other QB. I think the next closest QB is like 5, Montana maybe or something.
Yeah.
Or Young. But unreal. Just a guy, insane.
So a step away from Tom Brady, obviously deserves all the accolades. The biggest storyline in this game is the Chiefs' banged up offensive line against the defensive line of the Bucks.
JPP.
Yeah,
JPP, the Bucks defensive line looked amazing last week against
Sue.
Dominant. Shaq Barrett. Their linebackers are the best in the NFL.
And guess what? The Packers had a missing left tackle.
Right.
What are the Chiefs?
So Eric Fisher tears his ACL last week. This is a big problem. And I don't know why nobody wants to talk about it. But this is a problem.
I think it's because everyone wants to talk about Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, I think
this is a massive problem.
I think a lot of people believe that Mahomes will find a way to jiggle himself around a bit.
These aren't your average everyday defensive linemen, dude.
I agree.
These aren't your average linebackers.
My pick,
Devin White, Levante David, their entire front 7 is absolutely terrifying.
And they have some pass rushers in the secondary too. Like Antoine Winfield's going to be back. He's going to pick up some sacks.
The sack number is over under 3.5.
Total.
It's juiced. It's juiced at -160 to the over. If you can find an alternate number out there, I'm probably interested in 5.5. This, Mahomes is recently banged up too. He's a crafty guy, but those are some fast motherfucking guys. Rodgers is a crafty guy too. This is going to be a ton of sacks. I'm probably going to look at a fumbles number too at some point. But yeah, man, that's the story of this entire game.
The Bucks defense overall has kind of rode a pretty solid wave throughout the course of this season. They started out pretty slow and kind of haven't stopped their climb upwards since. So
Well, they got crushed by the Chiefs, right? Didn't they get beat up pretty bad? Didn't Tyreek have massive numbers against them?
They give up 27 points. It was a 27-24 final
That's
in Kansas City.
What was the yardage for Tyreek, though?
No idea.
Okay.
I do want to say, though, I feel like the Bucs defense has actually given up their fair share of points over the course of the season. They are super talented, don't get me wrong, but I feel like every single game I could possibly remember, they've given up more than 20 points. I think the last time they gave up less than 20 points was versus the Packers in that week 7. And looking at the schedule now, yeah, Raiders had 20, Giants had 23, Saints had 38, Panthers 23, Rams 27.
Bills had
Tyreek Hill. Do you guys remember this game? Tyreek Hill, 13 receptions, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Nice. But I think
so. If Mahomes is time to throw the ball, like, and also Tyreek Hill MVP bets are not off the table either. Like,
I think they'll be fine. I don't think.
We'll see.
I think the thing with Tyreek Hill is he's obviously super fast and can get open downfield a lot faster than most other players, but you're still going to need a little bit of time, and that Eric Fisher injury does really hurt in terms of that regard.
100%. That's where the game's decided.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know we were very vague on every single game that we discussed. I have nothing else to really say about this game. Joe, Cam, I don't know if you guys do before we want to jump in.
The only other thing I'll say is that Casey is really poor against the run, and they're great against the pass. So, we're going to see, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bucs, try to run the ball a good amount with both Rojo and Fournette. Can't turn the ball over.
Maybe they might run 3 running back sets, just 2 running backs and a fullback, a T formation.
They could.
Yeah.
They can run some Cam Brayton there too. But
some triple option with Tom Brady at the helm.
Yeah, the only thing else that I have to say about this game is gambling related. And before I start that rant, Cam, I'm going to let you hit another prop here for us.
So my next prop is Mahomes over 2.5 passing touchdowns. This has ballooned. Despite my concerns, I do expect them to be throwing a lot and not looking to run the ball into the end zone. They struggled to do that all year, unless it was Mahomes himself. I see this game going over, number one. I think there's going to be a lot of long touchdowns. I'm going to give you a bonus one in the same regard. Longest penalty, over 15.5 yards, available at -140 on FanDuel. But Brady loves to throw the ball deep. He loves drawing penalties, as does Mahomes. I expect this to hit very easily.
Do you think the NFL is going to be like, hey, refs, you take this game in your hands? Like, I feel like they're going to let them play.
Yeah, I hate the term "let him play." I really do, because like you have situations like the last Buffalo Green Bay game. Tampa Green Bay game, where they're letting them play all game, and then on the last play of the game they threw the flag. It's like they can't just let them play. And I also hate those late flags, those late flags.
It's like in the NBA when they fucking blow a whistle after the guy misses. Like if he makes it, they're not going to call a foul. But then if he misses,
it's the same deal.
It's like in hockey when you're like up by 2 goals with a minute left, and you like Brad Marchand grabs your stick to like inflict a hooking penalty, and you ultimately lose the game because of that.
Sounds like poor puck luck to me.
Regardless, I think there are going to be penalties called in this game. Like there have been some games that haven't had a lot of penalties.
But the only way you can get over a 15.5 yard penalty, like,
is
it has to be a pass interference.
Yep.
It's the only way.
It's the only way. We've got 2 guys that are willing to throw the ball downfield. That's what I'm saying.
But the only way.
That's the only way. Yeah, 100%.
And with Eric Fisher injury, they might not have the time to throw the ball.
If I had to guess the team that would get the penalty, it'll be the Bucs.
Mike Evans is drawing it.
Yeah. So Brady throws passes. He's not the only one, but he throws passes with the intention of drawing attention to get penalties.
Yeah,
He does this. He's very good at it.
He's just so good in general.
So he will throw those passes with no intention of completing the pass. I think the Bucs get it, and it hits.
That's fair. I like that. All right, Joe, picks?
Yeah. So from a gambling perspective, this game is a two-sided coin.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the Chiefs, you're intelligent, about 50% intelligent, because you know what you are talking about in the sport of football. They have their offense is a cheat code. They pick it up when they have to. They are the reigning Super Bowl champions, and the Bucs as a team probably have no business being here. With that said, if you bet on the Bucs, you're betting for Brady. So technically, if you bet on the Chiefs, you're getting the finger if you lose from all the people who said you shouldn't have bet against Brady. What are you doing? Why did you bet against Brady? That's the double-sided coin for the Chiefs. The double-sided coin for the Bucs is if you bet on the Bucs, you're like, well, I mean, it's fucking Brady. So why wouldn't I be betting on the Bucs? Because they have Brady, the greatest of all time. He's here to finish his story and solidify himself in NFL history as the best quarterback, the most important position in football to ever play the game.
I can poke so many holes in that.
Thank you. The double-sided coin with that is if you lose, you get the finger from the public saying, what an idiot. Why wouldn't you play the Chiefs? Why wouldn't you play the most dynamic offense in football in the past decade? Like, I saw that frown. What?
Well, decade, yeah, because Randy Moss was 2008.
Okay.
So as much acclaim as everybody on this show wants to give Tom Brady, he almost threw them out of that game last week.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that is such bullshit. Two of those picks, one was basically a punt because it was 3rd down and 5. He was going to get sacked. He threw it down within the 20. And then the other one was off the fingertips of Mike Evans. All right. One of those picks was his fault. That's fine. But the other two, one was basically a punt anyway that he was trying to give his receiver a chance on. And the other one was tipped off his receiver's hands. So don't tell me he threw them out of that game. All right. He won them that game.
If you're betting on the Bucs, to Joe's point, you're betting on them because you think that their defense is going to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
If you're betting on the Chiefs, you believe in the fact that Mahomes is a fucking magician and that they're smart enough to somehow.
I disagree.
Survive this game.
Listen, I didn't give any insight onto where I was betting. I was basically just saying that there's two narratives.
What do you agree about?
It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose.
I don't think you're betting on the Bucs for their defensive line. If you bet on the Bucs, you're betting on the Bucs for Tom Brady.
You're betting on Brady not to lose him the game.
Yep, you're definitely betting on their. You're betting on their defense. You're betting on their defense in this game to stop the Chiefs, the most dynamic offense in the past decade.
Tom, what you're betting on Brady not to lose the game. That's it.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
Right. That's my opinion.
The guy's been to 10 Super Bowls.
I got it.
10.
I got it.
10.
He's
a very good evaluator of talent. He should be a GM in the future.
All right, go ahead, Joe. Make your pick.
Joe, let's get your pick.
No, I started the intro. We'll hear from Sam first. Let's hear it.
Taking the Bucs.
You're taking the Bucs.
The Chiefs I'm going down with the ship. The Chiefs opened up as 3.5-point favorites. It's moved down to 3. Everyone's on the Chiefs. Line movement going the other way. I've been betting this way all season. 33-26 for a reason. Betting the Bucs.
We don't necessarily disagree here. I don't hate the Bucs. I think you're taking.
I bought them up to 3.5. I bought them up to 3.5.
I think you're taking it out of context. Well, by the way, there are some places that you can get it at 3.5 right now, according to Action Network. This is as of almost midnight, turning into Thursday before the game. I think that what I would like to play here is take the Chiefs -3 if I can get the Chiefs -3, and then to take the Bucks money line.
You're just gonna get fucked when the Chiefs went on a last-second field goal down 1 to win by 2.
I don't trust their special teams.
I don't hate it though. I kind of love it. Also, my other play here, and I know Cam alluded to it earlier, and I'm just going to take the complete opposite. Is the I like the under.
I like the under too.
I'm not going to play. I'm going to get a vibe and play. I'm not going to play the total pregame, but I'll put it to you that way.
Because line movement similar enough. Opened at 57. 72% of the bets are on the over. Only 50% of the money is on the over. So and it moved down to 56. So
yeah.
I don't think it's not going to be another Eagles Pat Super Bowl. It's
going to be a Rams Patriots Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think you give Tom Brady 2 weeks to go against Andy Reid. And I know Andy Reid is great off a bye, but Andy Reid until last year stinks in the postseason or in the Super Bowl. I think you give Tom Brady that time and he will embark enough wisdom amongst his team to get the job done.
Yep. My plays are Chiefs -3, -120, Bucks +3.5, +100 that I got, and then Bucks money line. Those are my plays. Let's go I'm playing for the middle as usual. But I actually think that the Bucks win the game. And if they're not going to win the game, it's going to be on a game-winning field goal. But
can we talk about how crazy the Bucks went from 7-5 after they lost to the Chiefs to just a fucking juggernaut.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible actually.
And they still look fucking like shaky here and there, but they still just get the job done. And that's Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
but you almost feel more comfortable with teams like that because you realize that they're human. It was very similar to how I bring up the Titans from last year, just kind of like they pulled that off, right? They clearly are just a good team, not just great individuals.
Yeah.
So right now, I think the Bucks are playing like a great team all across the board, while the Chiefs are great individuals. And I love the Chiefs. I think that they're amazing. I think Mahomes is amazing. I think like he is probably the best pure talent quarterback that may ever live. Like pure talent.
Let me read you some stats from their first game. I know Cam brought up the Tyreek Hill game where he had 269 yards and 2 touchdowns.
3.
What?
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
Get it right, dude.
Sorry. Mahomes had 3 touchdowns as well. So I guess all of them went to Hill. But the Chiefs started out with a 27-10 lead. And then the Bucks roared back to make it 27-24, which would cover 3.5, and that was on the road. But Mahomes had 462 yards and 3 touchdowns, and it was still a 3-point game. No turnovers. Brady had 2 interceptions. He did have 345 yards, but 2 interceptions, and the game was still a 3-point game. If Brady has a semi-better game and Mahomes has a even slightly worse game, I don't understand how the the Buccaneers can't win this game.
No, they absolutely can. I totally agree with you.
Give me the Buck. I might take the Bucks money line too. Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, no, the Bucks money line's where the value's at the moment.
But I'll take them plus 3.5. I like 3.5.
Yeah, I got that. There was a promo on BetMGM for one day plus 3.5 plus 100, and I took that.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean I'm looking through their off the bye some. So they lost to KC off the bye, beat Minnesota 26-14, beat Atlanta, beat Detroit, beat Atlanta.
I mean, these are trash teams they're playing.
These are not beat Washington football team in the playoffs. You know what? I said it on our last show. We learned the most about the Bucks.
They just grind
after that divisional week because they're learning to play as a team.
Yeah,
and I'm cool with that. I'm very cool. I'm very
Winfield's back, AB's back. They got their weapons back. They got their skill players back. I think I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I might do? And this is going to be crazy talk. I might try and find an alternate line of Bucks -6. I wouldn't be surprised
Play
if
the
Bucks
2.5.
win. I wouldn't
Play
be
the 2.5.
what?
I would play the 2.5. This is
I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks win by six touchdown.
yeah. I don't know.
Chiefs stink. I'm back.
It-
I am back to where I was 2 weeks ago. The Chiefs stink.
Oh, we're gonna have to record next week and have like a recap episode on the season. And I just know that I'm gonna have to pull that. I'm gonna have to pull that clip.
Yep.
Because this is exactly what I was talking about, how you're gonna get the middle finger either way, no matter how you bet it. No, Cam's being smart by only betting props. Well, he just actually said that he has lines each and every one.
but I'm only going for a 3-point middle. That's it. And then
I've talked myself. No, I've talked myself back into the Chiefs stinking. The Chiefs stink. They stink. They stink.
No, they don't, dude. No, they don't. Dude, you saying that makes you want to take the Chiefs every which way.
And do it.
I've got one bonus prop for the people.
Bucks in the under.
One bonus prop, and this is the coolest thing I've found so far. In fact, everybody should go run and do it. On Bet Rivers, you can bet 15 plus, so over 14.5 pass catchers at plus 175 for $100 and plus 150 for every other dollar.
Wait, again?
So pass catchers, individuals that catch a pass in this game, the number on Bet Rivers is 15 plus, meaning over 14.5 for plus 150 and plus 175. On FanDuel, you can get under 15.5 pass catchers plus 115. People, this is literally free money. And if it hits 15, it's big free money. If it's exactly 15 pass catchers, that's big free money.
You want to know how many pass catchers they had the first time they played?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Let me do the counting.
Tell me it was 15.
While Sam's doing the counting on that, I just got another little, because I said that I was going to potentially.
You guys want to guess first? Sorry.
Was
it on what? On the first time they played?
Yeah, first time they played. How many pass catchers were there?
10.5.
Yeah, you can't have a half.
10. I'll take the under. 10.
Yeah.
14.
15. Exactly.
Are you fucking serious? Light it up, people. 15 again.
A player that I have never heard of named Don Yelder had a catch for 2 years.
So Don Yelder is the backup tight end for the Chiefs.
I didn't know that.
You can get Bucks plus 7.5 same game parlayed with Chiefs minus 2.5 for plus.
If you take Bucks plus 7.5, you are sick. Oh, plus 7.5. I thought it was minus 7.
Plus 7.5 with the Chiefs parlayed minus 2.5.
I might take the Bucks minus 9.5 to be
plus
honest.
286.
The Chiefs stink.
Ugh.
Stink.
I think. All right. Well, do you want to lock some stuff up here, Sam?
Yeah, the Bucks in the under. Bucks plus 3.5 in the under.
So your more locks are Bucks in the under.
Yeah.
Are you saying Bucks plus 3.5?
Yeah, I'm saying for my under, I'm saying Bucks plus 3.5, but I'm gonna bet Bucks minus 6.5 too.
You should, because you'll be able to hedge that live.
Yeah.
I will be taking. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take the under. 100% with you on the under.
I don't like that we're both on the under.
I'm telling you right now that this is going to be a fucking shootout. Oh my God.
No, the Chiefs can't score against that Bucks defense.
Oh God.
Not with no line.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm worried. How long does toe turf last?
Turf toe?
4 weeks.
Toe turf? Turf toe?
5, 6 weeks.
Because in the rain too, that makes it worse, right? Because you have to put more balance on your foot for a moment.
The rain is actually like not going to be going on during the game, according to the current forecast. But
that's 3 days in advance. It's going to be raining. It's going to be pouring. There's going to be.
I hope it is. Like, I'm not betting the total. I hope it's raining for the greatness of the game.
Me too.
Yeah.
But it's this isn't good. I wanted to come into this and bet against you, but what we agree.
Yeah, I can't make the same mistake and bet against Tom Brady. And I can't make the same mistake and bet against the Chiefs, but I'm going to do it because the Chiefs stink.
Oh, look at the line movement though for that. I guess technically the line movement for the spread actually indicates that you should probably take the Bucks, right?
Exactly.
60% of the bets for the Chiefs, 64% of the money for the Chiefs, but the line hasn't moved up an inch.
The line moved from Chiefs 3.5 to 3.
I
It's a
see
significant,
that as a 3.5
half
right now,
point.
so.
Very significant half point.
Huge half point.
Yeah.
Take the Bucks. Just ride with. Let's do it again. One more week.
Yeah,
where we both ride the same.
I
bet.
love the Chiefs, but
I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 3.5. I'll take the under. I'm gonna take Bucks money line, and but I will also do that parlay.
Sprinkle Bucks.
You're gonna try to middle the spread,
minus 6.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4 on the spread in favor of the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go Chiefs minus 2.5, Bucks plus 6.5. I guess I'll go.
Sprinkle on the Bucks minus 6.5.
I'll go 7.5 just in case it's a touchdown. That brings me to 286.
Sprinkle on the Bucks minus 6.5.
Yeah. Okay.
We took the longest. Wow. We took the longest that we've ever taken on this show for
it's Super Bowl super episode.
I know, and I feel like we didn't really bring any value to our recaps of the week before or our discussion about this game, but that's okay.
I hope you all enjoy and print some money.
This is what you get when you record on. It's a new day. We literally have only been recording 6 minutes into this new day because it's 12:06 on a Thursday morning.
We're so hyped up after a great Bruins come from behind.
And I was completely the opposite. Just very, very depressed and angry after a Flyers loss. So.
Oh, you root for the Flyers?
I think that's a wrap. I think we're back to talking hockey, and that's a wrap. I'll probably have some more plays. I'll have Joe.
We should have a recap show next week.
We're definitely gonna have a recap show, and we'll also discuss potential further things.
To make it easy on ourselves, even though I have a list, over 15 our middle on the 15 plus players to get a reception. Byron Pringle over 1.5 receptions. Going for the middle on Fournette over 3.5 receptions, under 4 receptions. Mahomes over 2.5 touchdown passes. Over 15.5 longest penalty. Those are my plays.
Bucks plus 3.5, under 56.5 by the half point.
Bucks plus 3.5, under Bucks money line, and parlay, same game parlay. Bucks plus 7.5, Chiefs minus 2.5, plus 286 on FanDuel.
Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday.
All right. Yep. We'll see you guys next week.
See you.
Adios.